Hey everybody. Hello everyone. I am so sorry. I had to change the time for my live because your girl was not prepared, so I had to change the time. I just want to give thanks to God because y'all, he has worked many miracles in my life, and I just want to thank God for just giving me the opportunity to be before you guys and doing this. Welcome to Infamous Sylvia's channel. To those who are new, thank you. For those I looked up, y'all. I have 54 brand new subscribers. Shout out to my new subscribers. Came all the way from SETI Gang. Oh, so that means there's more men's is coming into this channel, guys, ladies. More men, ladies. Let me stop being bad. Okay. Where's Jerome? Where's my Jerome at? Where's my baby Jerome? He's my new baby, y'all. I just want to I'm trying to spend some time before, so let people get in here just to do a little chit chat. Hey Dom, that's my son right here. Hey Dom, y'all, he's gonna be bringing you guys the update for Boosie on the 16th of February. He's going to bring you update. He's going to be foot on the ground. Is it feet on the ground or foot on the ground? I think I'll put both feet on the ground. He's going to be see lady fellas, don't get jealous because Jerome's my baby right now, okay? He's my baby right now while Ronald's not, sorry. All right, guys. Shout out to the new people. We're covering Boosie, we're covering YSL, YFN is over with. We're covering so many things. Randa, stop laughing. So I just want to give you guys just talk a little crap until I get my folks up in here. All right, can we get started, y'all? Can we get started, y'all? Yes, hit the like button. Hit the like button. Thank you guys for coming back. All right, so we had a little time with the members, and I showed them some stuff, and I figured now it's time for me to show you guys. As you guys know, this week, there's no more court for this week. There's no court for this week. We're off of tomorrow and Friday. There's some more unforeseen circumstances. There is no court. Okay. So I have to give you guys, so we're going to just give you, I'm going to give you as much as I can give you. Some things we might have to go review. And one of those things we want to go review is Tick's plea agreement. Okay. My members and I went in the back and we reviewed a video that was done during the plea agreement. That is the thing that was shown in the courtroom yesterday. You know, the part where they did not show anybody, that was the part that they didn't show in the courtroom. Okay. So what we're going to do, we're going to go over this plea agreement video, and it's done. It was shown by law and crime, but you know, we all have the rule 22. So I am a rule 22 person. I have an access, but because I never put it up on my YouTube, I kept it in my backup drive. It's somewhere and I cannot put my hands on it, but I was able to put my hands on it on my YouTube. So what I'm going to do, the credit does go to Law and Crime because Law and Crime is the one that actually put it up before any other outlet, but we all have access to it. So shout out to Law and Crime because they on the ball with that, you know. So I'm going to show you their footage of Trontavious Stevens' plea agreement that he did, but I'm going to break down some stuff for you guys because one of the things that a lot of you guys did not quite understand why his attorney said to go ahead and release that information. And this is going to give you some key like nuggets to why, right? All right. All right, let me go ahead on and share this with you guys, and then we'll keep on trucking. Hold on. All right, here we go. This is the plea agreement back in December 2022. And this is what was shown in court. Shout out again to can someone please put up the disclaimer? Because I'm gonna make sure I put that up. Someone, disclaimer? Okay, here we go. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for the purpose criticism, comments, news reporting, and teaching, scholarship, and research. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and play this. This was done in December this past December 2022, when Quantavious Stephen took his plea deal. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and play it, and then we're going to have a discussion on it. And this will help you guys to understand what's going on. Okay. This is what was the court did not allow to view yesterday. And I'm going to tell you some of the changes that they want to take off and stuff like that. You see the title? The title says 8th YSL gang member pleads guilty, agrees to testify against young thug others. You see that? Okay. Here we go.
Versus Trontavious Stevens in indictment 22 SC 183572. Good evening, Ms. Gladden, and good evening, Mr. Stevens.
Good evening, Your Honor.
Good evening. And good evening, Ms. Love, and good evening, Ms. Hilton. All right. Mr. Stevens, can I get you to raise your right hand the best you're able, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the evidence you shall give in the matter now in hearing should be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God, or so firm?
I do.
All right, you need to speak up, sir.
I do.
Okay, all right. Put your hand down. All right, Mr. Stevens, over the next several minutes, I'm sure Ms. Gladden has probably told you, we're going to go through what's called a providency inquiry. Half of it is what we call your Boykin rights. That means those are constitutional rights that every criminal accused enjoys. Meaning, because in our system of jurisprudence, we don't force people to plead guilty. So courts have to make sure you understand your rights and you give those up freely and voluntarily before I can sentence you, okay? So that's the first part. The second part of the inquiry, the state has to lay out a factual basis as to what they would have been able to prove at trial beyond a reasonable doubt. So assuming that they can, those two things, they pass, then I can determine that your plea is provident and accept your negotiated plea, okay?
Okay, now I want to explain you something too. The argument between defense and the prosecution was certain wording that was being said in the video. They're not going to allow certain things to come in. Like, for example, the judge's explanation of certain things, and judge gave some of his own personal views of what some things, you understand what I'm saying? Say, hey, he says, oh, you were found guilty. Certain things like that is not going to be permitted in this video being shown to the jurors. Okay. Certain wording, certain things, they're gonna make sure they scrub it. Like, they got to take law and crime out, the name. You see the name of the on the video. They got to take the title out, and they got to take a lot of different things. The wording that was said, they're only gonna keep certain things. Now, you remember Tick did say for them to leave the conversation he had between his attorney and him. And guys, you're gonna get a chance to hear what he said to his attorney. Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and finish playing. I just need to explain to you guys because of, what was being said in court yesterday.
You got to answer
Yes, sir.
yes or no for the record. Okay. All right. So, Ms. Love, is it going to be you, Ms. Love?
It's going to be.
Okay. Ms. Hilton is going to ask you a series of questions that's designed to get at the two areas we talked about. When she's done, your attorney, Ms. Gladden, will offer me some things on your behalf. And then you and I will have a short conversation and I should be able to accept your plea, okay?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. All right, madam, go right ahead.
Thank you. May I take off my mask?
You can, yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Mr. Stevens, if you could please state your true and correct legal name.
Trontavia Stevens.
And are you the same person referred to as Trontavia Stevens, also known as Tick and also known as Slug, on indictment 22 SC 183572?
Yes.
Are you at this time taking or under the influence of any alcohol, drugs, or medicine?
No.
How old are you?
29.
And how far have you gone in school?
I got a GED.
Okay. Are you able to read, write, and understand the English language?
Yes.
Do you understand that you are charged in this indictment with count 1, conspiracy to violate the Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act?
Yes.
Do you understand that you have the right to plead either guilty or not guilty to these charges?
Yes.
And if you plead not guilty or remain silent, you may receive a jury trial.
Yes.
Have you had enough time to speak with your lawyer, your attorney Gladden, about all the facts and circumstances known to you regarding the charge in this indictment?
Yes.
Have you also been able to speak with her about any potential defenses?
Yes.
Do you need any more time to discuss this matter with your attorney?
No.
Are you satisfied with her counsel and representation?
Yes.
Do you waive formal reading of the indictment?
Excuse me?
So waived.
Yes. I asked if you and your attorney waive formal reading of
You heard what he said. He said, say what? All right, go ahead. He's still having issues, y'all. Hold on.
the indictment.
That means they don't want to read the charge.
If not, I got to read the indictment,
Oh.
So waived.
okay?
Yes.
All right.
Do you waive any and all defects, if any, with respect to the indictment?
Yes.
Mr. Stevens, have you been arrested on these charges?
You've been arrested on these charges.
Yes.
Okay. And Your Honor, the state is unaware of any outstanding warrants related to these charges. Ms. Gladden, are you aware of any outstanding warrants as it relates to these charges?
I'm not.
Okay. Has your attorney advised you of the minimum and maximum sentence for the charge in which you are pleading to?
Yes.
Do you understand that as to count 1, conspiracy to violate the Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act, that it carries a minimum of 5 years and a maximum of 20 years in custody?
Yes.
Do you understand this is a negotiated plea of guilty, which means that the state will recommend to the court a sentence that I will read, but the court does not have to accept this recommendation, and that the court can sentence you to the maximum on each charge?
Yes.
Do you understand that?
Yes.
Do you understand that this plea, the state's offer on this plea is, as to count 1, 10 years to serve 2 years, commute to time served with a balance of 8 years on probation? Do you understand that?
Yes.
Do you understand there are certain special conditions as it relates to this negotiation?
Yes.
For 1, you shall abide in full by each and all of the terms of this negotiated agreement, and your failure to abide by any of the terms of the agreement shall constitute a violation of this agreement. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Do you understand that you shall testify truthfully about all matters relating to this case upon which you are questioned at any trial or judicial proceeding stemming from the facts alleged in this indictment?
Yes.
Do you understand that in accordance with testifying truthfully about all matters related to this case, you acknowledge that each and all the statements contained with
Did you hear what he said? She said, not he. You acknowledge. You hear this, right? Acknowledge. Let's, because Tall Glass gave me a statement earlier. She said, acknowledge, not admit. That's what she said. Acknowledge, not admit. Okay, admit.
within the defendant's factual acknowledgments portion of this agreement are true, and that you will testify truthfully about those statements and any matters related to this case when asked to do so?
Yes.
Do you understand as a special condition, you shall possess no guns unless your right to do so is restored?
Yes.
That you should also submit to random drug screens by the Department of Community Supervision and any agency designated by this court?
Yes.
That you shall commit no criminal acts?
Yes.
And that you will relinquish any Fifth Amendment right related to any statement contained within the defendant's factual.
Those are police officers. I mean, those are in law enforcement. Those people behind them, standing behind is law enforcement. That's all. because remember he was incarcerated at the time. So those are law enforcement. And one in plain clothes, the other one is in uniform. Law enforcement.
Actual acknowledgments contained within this plea agreement, and you will make no attempt at trial to assert a Fifth Amendment privilege when questioned on these matters. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Do you understand that some of the factual acknowledgments that you acknowledge is one, that Young Slime Life, aka YSL, is an organization made up of 3 or more members?
You hear, she's asking that YSL is what? Do you acknowledge that there's a YSL is a form of 3 or more members, right? Yeah, did he not say yes? He did say yes on the witness stand, right? Okay.
Or associates who share common identifiers that include but are not limited to colors, hand signals, and terminology, who have committed crimes intended to increase the notoriety, street credibility, and reputation of YSL. Is that one of your acknowledgments?
Yes.
Do you also acknowledge that you were one of the founding members of Young Slime Life?
Yes.
Do you also acknowledge that you committed an aggravated assault as alleged in count 1 of this indictment by brandishing a gun at an undercover police?
Y'all, didn't he acknowledge all of that himself? He acknowledged that he had a gun on him when he came up to the police. He said he didn't point it at the police, but he did say he had it on him. He took the gun out of his hand, and then when he realized there was a police there is when he heard the walkie-talkie, and what he do? He ran, and when he ran, he threw the gun away. Remember, he acknowledged that he did take on responsibility of that, did he not? Okay, all right.
Officer that was surveilling a vehicle that was hijacked from a woman.
Yes.
Do you acknowledge that in October of 2014, you were arrested with a red bandana and you were observed with a YSL tattoo and a Cleveland Avenue Rock Crew tattoo, amongst other tattoos?
Yes.
Do you also acknowledge in that same incident, when you were asked by law enforcement about your Rock Crew and your YSL tattoos, that you truthfully advised law enforcement that you were a member of a gang called Rock Crew, but that group is no longer going by that name and now goes by YSL, which originally stood for Young Slime Life?
Yes.
Did you also, in that same conversation,
Did you see how she looked at him and then he turned around and answered after she looked at him? He was delayed on his answer.
advise law enforcement that YSL originally stood for Young Slime Life, but the group began calling itself Young Successful Lifestyle after Jeffrey Williams, aka Young Thug, signed a record deal?
Yes.
Do you also acknowledge that the statements made to police about Rock Crew and YSL, as reflected in sections 3 and 4 above, which I just mentioned, are true and accurate?
Yes.
You acknowledge that you've been accused of and arrested for robbing women?
Yes.
You acknowledge that you are the same person referred to as Tick in the song by Young Thug entitled You, in the verse, She Getting Robbed by Tick?
Yes.
Now, remember his answer when Steele came in? He said he was mad at what? Young Thug for telling him about him robbing women because he didn't rob women. Remember that part? Okay, I'm just trying to get y'all to remember what he said on the stand. Hold on.
You also acknowledge that on February 4th, 2021, you participated in a group chat with fellow YSL founder Jeffrey Williams, aka Young Thug, and YSL associates Wooney Lee, aka Slime Life Shorty, wherein Jeffrey Williams stated, "YSL rule the world, kid. Y'all just start bringing me the money. Man, y'all stop playing with me." Do you acknowledge that?
Yes.
Do you acknowledge?
Yes, he did acknowledge it even in the stand. The only thing is we know really what it's all about. It was the rent they were talking about, right? It was the rent. He never said on the witness stand it didn't happen. So far, I don't see a violation, y'all. So far, I don't see a violation. Do you guys see a violation? I don't see a violation. He didn't perjure himself at all. He still acknowledged it on the stand. So I don't know where the perjury is. Yeah, still went into detail. This thing didn't go into detail. He has not perjured himself. I don't care what nobody says. No perjury here. Hold on.
Acknowledge that on May 13, 2021, you participated in another group chat with fellow YSL founder Jeffrey Williams, aka Young Thug, and YSL associates Martinez Arnold, Miles Farley, Quantavious Greer, Antonio Sumlin, Mooney Lee, wherein Jeffrey Williams.
Oh, no. Thugger Daily. I didn't say there's a perjury. No. We were seeing if what they claiming, because remember they claiming that he that they're gonna try to do a what do you call it? What is that thing called? Not a perjury. What is it? What is the term that they said that they're going to try to do? Miranda, come on, help me out. Help me with the word. It's a word. Impeachment. Thank you. You knew what to talk about. All right. So far, he didn't perjure himself. Thank you. Hold on.
Asked, y'all ain't beat him up or shot him yet? Then states, y'all getting soft.
Yes.
Do you acknowledge that the gas station at 151 Cleveland Avenue?
Yeah. He acknowledged that on the witness stand. So where's the perjury? Where's the impeachment? He just said yes, even on the stand. I'm talking about when he testified. He just gave a more explanation. He went into details. This is not going into detail. This is just statements written by them.
Is a location where YSL associates sell drugs.
Yes.
That also the gas station at 221 Cleveland Avenue is a location where YSL associates sell drugs.
Yes.
And also, do you acknowledge that you cannot truthfully assert that anyone charged in this indictment is not guilty of the crimes as alleged in this indictment, and you will not make any attempt at trial, prior to trial, or after trial to exonerate or exculpate anyone charged in this indictment of the crimes alleged in this indictment, nor will you claim that anyone on this indictment is not guilty of the crimes as charged in this indictment?
Yes.
Do you also acknowledge that if you violate the plea agreement, the district attorney can and will use a statement during any judicial proceeding?
Yes.
You also understand and acknowledge that if you violate any portion of this plea agreement before, during, or after the initial trial of this case, you are subject to having the entirety of your sentence revoked.
Yes.
And you could be sentenced to prison.
Yes.
Do you also understand if you violate any terms of this plea agreement, it will result in your sentence being revoked, and the district attorney will recommend that you serve up to the maximum sentence allowed by law in the Georgia Department of Corrections?
Yes.
Do you also understand fully that if prior to the conclusion of the initial trial of this case, that you fail or refuse to testify to any fact that you now acknowledge?
Y'all, he has not refused to testify, y'all. So they can't get him on that. He has not refused. He's come there. Well, how many days now? It's going to be 8 days. So he has not refused.
In this plea agreement, such failure or refusal constitutes a violation of this plea agreement, and you'll be subject to being sentenced to serve the remainder of your sentence confined within the Georgia Department of Corrections.
Yes.
Do you also acknowledge that no promises, agreements, or conditions have been made other than those set forth in this document, and none will be entered into unless memorialized in writing and signed by all parties?
Yes.
And did you, along with your attorney, sign this document and dated today's date, December 29, 2022?
Yes.
And that's your signature here?
Yes.
Do you understand that this plea may be used to enhance sentencing on other convictions in this jurisdiction as well as in other jurisdictions, including the federal courts?
Now, here it comes, y'all. Here it
Do
comes.
you understand if you are currently on probation or parole, your probation or parole may be revoked based on your entering a guilty plea today?
What on it?
By law, they have to say that you're free.
Did y'all hear him? Did y'all hear him? Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Hold on. I'm going to play it. Hold on. I'm going to finish playing this part. I'm going to replay it again. Hold on.
Why that ain't in the paper though?
He said, why that ain't in the paper though? Did he just not say that?
Waking rights. That's just.
I ain't read that.
He said, I ain't read that. Did he not say that?
Can you repeat that?
Sure. I'm letting you know your rights. That's not something that's going to, I can't tell you that's something that's not going to happen. That's not something that we're asking for the court to do. But that's something that's.
Hold on. I'm going to rewind it a little bit for y'all so y'all can hear what he said. Hold on. This is the part when they were trying to figure out whether or not to put it in, and him and his attorney agreed for them to put this part in. This part is not part of the paperwork. This part was captured by, shout out to Law and Crime. Shout out to Law and Crime because they captured that part. Hold on, y'all. Let's go back. Let's play it.
Be revoked based on your entering a guilty plea today.
What on it?
By law, they have to say that you're probation.
Why that ain't in the paper though?
That's abortion rights. That's just.
I ain't read it. Can you repeat that?
Sure. I'm letting you know your rights. That's not something that's going to, I can't tell you that's something that's not going to happen. That's not something that we're asking for the court to do. But that's something that's a right that I have to read to you.
All right.
All right.
Did you guys not hear this man just say to her, this is not in the paperwork. I ain't read that. Did he not say that? But Sylvia, if you go back and watch when he took the plea deal, he testified that he read and agreed. But I'm just showing you, Jasmine, what the part that him and his attorney had a conversation about. And so they're going to allow that to come in. Okay. All right, let me go back again. Let me replay that part again, guys, because this is where the argument is at. We're talking about the argument where the court had on this part. This is the part, Jasmine, this is the part they were arguing inside the court. This is what part, you remember the judge was like, this is client privilege, and this was not part of the court reporter's reporting, but because the news people was in there, they caught that part. Play that part. They were arguing after this. Okay. Hello. Oh, play the part that in court, what we just did in court. Hold on, let me just go ahead and play this.
Yes.
Do you understand if you are currently on probation or parole, your probation or parole may be revoked based on your entering a guilty plea today?
What on it?
By law, they have to say that you're probation.
Why that ain't in the paper though?
That's abortion rights. That's just.
I ain't read it. Can you repeat that?
Sure. I'm letting you know your rights. That's not something that's going to, I can't tell you that's something that's not going to happen. That's not something that we're asking for the court to do. But that's something that's a right that I have to read to you.
All right.
All right.
Okay, you got to understand, this is going to regular lay people, jurors. You understand? This is going to regular lay people, jurors. Think like a lay person juror. This is the part where the judge was asking him and his attorney whether they didn't want it in there. Okay. If they allow this into it, they're going to see that this man did not understand at the time what was being said. He says that he didn't read it. So as a juror, just think there was some confusion on his part, even though he agreed to it, which now solidify what Attorney Steele was saying. You get what I'm saying? It kind of mixed it in you get what I mean? It kind of pushed why he did what he did. Because remember, think about when Steele was questioning him. Steele asked him about how long he was in jail. Did he not want to come out of jail? And, he wasn't saying that, he felt that was the best thing, even though he didn't quite understand everything, even though he said he understand everything. Sylvia, you talked about Tuck being 32 years old. He clearly has a learning disability. Yeah, he does have one. Tick. Yeah, he does have one. He is that age. But let me go ahead and all right, let me play it again so you guys can hear it. I'm gonna play straight through and not interrupt anymore, okay, guys?
Be revoked based on your entering a guilty plea today.
What on it?
That, by law, they have to say that you're probation.
Why that ain't in the paper though?
That's abortion rights. That's just.
I ain't read it. Can you repeat that?
Sure. I'm letting you know your rights. That's not something that's going to, I can't tell you that's something that's not going to happen. That's not something that we're asking for the court to do. But that's something that's a right that I have to read to you.
All right.
All right?
Yes, sorry.
So I'm reading your rights now. I'm going back to reading your rights that you're giving up by entering into a plea. Do you understand that if you are currently on probation or parole, your probation or parole may be revoked based on your entering a guilty plea today?
Yes.
Do you understand that if you are placed on probation of any kind, you cannot violate any criminal laws of any governmental unit or any special conditions of probation without being subject to revocation for the balance of the sentence?
Yes.
Do you understand that you are not allowed to possess or use a firearm while on probation?
Yes.
Do you understand that if you are not a United States citizen,
No,
a guilty plea
hold on, y'all.
conviction will affect your immigration status?
This was not yesterday's testimony. This was done back in December 2022 when he was taking his plea deal. This was done back in 2022. Because remember, he said, on the stand, well, we're gonna play his testimony to with Mr. Steele, so you guys can get a understanding of what. No, he was 29 back then. He's 30 now, 32 now, I think, right? Something like that. 30. He's 30, I think. I don't know how old that man is. I think he's 30.
And will result in deportation.
Yes.
Do you understand that there may be other adverse or unfavorable consequences as a result of this guilty plea conviction, just as there would be from a conviction following a trial?
Yes.
For example, your guilty plea may affect your right to vote, your right to hold public office, your right to serve on a jury, your right to obtain a passport, your right to receive, possess, or transport a firearm, or the ability to obtain employment. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Do you understand that by pleading guilty to a felony, if you use, receive, possess, or transport a firearm, or use a firearm in a crime, you will be guilty of a felony, which may carry a sentence of 1 to 15 years?
Yes.
Do you understand that you waive any and all defenses, including any mental health defenses, by entering a plea of guilty?
Yes.
Do you understand if you went to trial that you had
Wait a minute, y'all. You know what? Something to say. You are wrong for that. Look what she just put. Deportation, where he from? Mars? You are so wrong. You are so wrong.
the right to a trial by jury, the right to see, hear, and confront witnesses called to testify against you, and the right to testify or to remain silent and not incriminate yourself?
Yes.
Do you understand that by pleading guilty, you are giving up the following rights? And after each right, I'm going to ask you to say yes or no if you understand, okay? You understand that you're giving up the right to a trial by jury,
Yes.
the right to remain silent and not incriminate yourself,
Yes.
the right to confront witnesses against you,
Yes.
the right to assistance of counsel hired by you or to court-appointed counsel if you cannot afford an attorney at a trial of your case,
Yes.
the right to the presumption of innocence,
Yes.
the right to testify on your own behalf and to present other evidence,
Yes.
the right to subpoena witnesses and compel the production of evidence,
Yes.
the right to have the charges against you proved beyond a reasonable doubt,
Yes.
the right to appeal if convicted of these charges after a trial.
Yes.
Has anyone forced, threatened, or promised you anything to get you to enter a guilty plea?
No.
Is it your decision to waive these rights and enter a guilty plea because you're in fact guilty?
Yes.
With respect to indictment 22 SC 183-572, where you're charged with one count of conspiracy to violate the Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organization Act, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Is this guilty plea freely and voluntarily given with a full knowledge of the charges against you?
Yes.
Do you understand that you have only a limited right to appeal this guilty plea conviction?
Yes.
Do you understand that you have 4 years from today's date for the felony charge to file a habeas corpus petition challenging the voluntariness of this plea?
Yes.
And Your Honor, if this case were to go to trial, the state would expect to prove that the organization YSL is an enterprise, that this defendant is a part of that enterprise along with his other co-defendants. And together, on or between the 24th day of January 2013 and the 8th day of May 2022, they did unlawfully conspire to acquire, maintain, directly and indirectly, an interest in and control of United States currency and other personal property through a pattern of racketeering activity. And also, while associated with an enterprise, did unlawfully conspire to conduct and participate in, directly and indirectly, such enterprise through a pattern of racketeering activity. That the associates of the enterprise, Young Slime Life, also known as YSL, that they did conspire to associate together with others for the common purpose of illegally obtaining money and property through a pattern of racketeering activity and conducting and participating in the enterprise through a pattern of racketeering activity. And in furtherance of the conspiracy, the defendants engaged in certain activities which are enumerated. Some of those activities include preserving, protecting, and enhancing the reputation, power, and territory of the enterprise through acts of racketeering activity, including murder, assault, and threats of violence. Preserving, protecting, and enhancing the reputation, power, and territory of the enterprise by the posting of messages, images, videos, and songs demonstrating an allegiance to the enterprise and a willingness to engage in violence on its behalf. That maintaining armed individuals ready and willing to preserve, protect, enhance the reputation, power, and territory of the enterprise through the use of violence, and obtaining money, weapons, and other property through acts of racketeering activity, including robbery, theft, and the unlawful sale and distribution of drugs. The state will also prove that YSL is a criminal street gang that started in the late 2012 in the Cleveland Avenue area of Atlanta, Georgia, that some of the founders were Jeffrey Williams, also known as Young Thug, also known as Slime, Walter Murphy, also known as DK, and this defendant, Trontavia Stevens, also known as Tick, and also known as Slug. That YSL uses a variety of identifiers, including colors, clothing, tattoos, and hand signs, as well as verbal and written identifiers. And we will show that this defendant had a tacit understanding of the enterprise and furthered the enterprise's goals with several acts. Some of those acts are from January of 2013. This defendant, in which he pled guilty, was accused of aggravated assault, in which on that day, an officer with the APD Police Department was working in an undercover capacity. That officer was at an apartment complex in the Cleveland Avenue area doing surveillance on a vehicle that had been hijacked by another YSL associate. While operating in that undercover capacity, Mr. Stevens came out of the apartment along with that other YSL associate and brandished his handgun at that officer. Next, we have another act, Your Honor, where Mr. Stevens has a picture of himself on social media. He has several pictures on social media. Some of those captions on the video, on the images identify YSL by using the term slime shit, and actually tags Mr. Stevens with one of his former Instagram handles as original slime _ slug. Also in January 2015, he has a drug incident that comes from 1813 Sylvan Road, in which he was found with narcotics in the vehicle. Also in one of the counts in our indictment, Your Honor, he was in a car off of Cleveland Avenue, which is in the YSL stronghold. He was in that car with a co-defendant on this indictment, Shannon Jackson, also known as Shannon Stillwell. While in the car, officers smelled the odor of marijuana. Upon the search of the vehicle, they found marijuana and a gun. At the time of finding both the gun, both him as well as Mr. Jackson were both convicted felons, and they were then charged accordingly. Your Honor, as you heard within the factual acknowledgement, he's also been engaged in conversations with other members of this indictment. We won't go back over what was said, but you also heard that through the factual acknowledgement in this case. So, Your Honor, based upon that factual synopsis and Mr. Stevens' affiliation, we will ask that the court accept his plea. Also, we would like to tender Stacey's in 1 TS.
One which?
TS.
1 TF. Any objection, Ms. Gladden?
No, Your Honor.
All right, states 1 TF is admitted. Ms.
TS, Your Honor, S as in Stevens.
CS?
T as in Trontavious, S as in Stevens.
All right. Any objection, madam?
No, Your Honor.
All right, it's admitted for purpose of plea. Ms. Hilton, those facts that you elucidated for the court, those are facts that the state would have proven had the case gone to trial beyond a reasonable doubt as it pertains.
Okay, see, that's where that part that the judge is talking, that it has to be removed. You hear that? Those things, because the judge is given those commentary part, they got to be removed before they give it to the juror. So they got to remove the title of this. They got to remove Lauren Crime name on here. They got to remove some of the commentary that was said in that, they're going to remove that because it's prejudicial. So this is the things that they wanted to scrub before it's given to the jury. Okay. But anybody have any questions on what I have just played? Anybody have any questions on what I have played? When I said the same thing, something to say. I said the same thing. Slug to me, it kind of remind me of somebody slow. Like a slug. Slug. People say slug for a gun. No, slug is more like like the things that come out of the snail thing. They walking and they crawling. The slugs. You put salt on it and they melt and they move so slow. A slug. That's a slug to me. Don't y'all think that? All right. I talked about court. This court has been canceled for the rest of the week. Court has been canceled for the rest of the week. We will not have court for the rest of the week. But I wanted to show you guys a little thing that in regarding to Fani. Today they had the commissioner of Fulton County had their oh, you missed it. Yeah. The commissioner at Fulton County had their open forum for the community to come in and give their 2 minutes spiel on, because they're trying to do the budget and things like that. Well, they gave an earful today. Let me just show you what happened at the Fulton County. Hold on a second. Let me just pull it up for y'all. Just 1 second. I got to pull it up for y'all. What happened at Fulton County today? Y'all, it's just been some stuff going on and on and on. Hold on a second. Let's pull it up. Hold on. Hold on. Gotta pull it up for y'all guys. All right, here we go. I'll pull it up right now for y'all. Present. Screen share. Hello, present. All right, let me get it for you guys. All right, here we go. And this is a guy who came in to give his spiel. And listen what he said. This is in regards to Fani Willis.
Good morning, Commissioners. Derek Blassingame. It is a pleasure and an honor to address you all today. Some of you all have made a comment this morning on my way in that he's done, he's through, it's over. Well, I want to let you know that Derek Blassingame, I'm done with Fulton County fumbling our elections. I'm done with the gross mismanagement of our taxpayer dollars by the Fulton County Democrats on this body. I'm disgusted at the information that is coming out of the district attorney's office as a taxpayer. I am done with most of your silence at the DA's apparent love affair with the special prosecutor and gross mismanagement of taxpayers' dollars to pursue what appears to be a frivolous lawsuit based off of partisan politics. Apparently, guys like me need to court Fulton County female executives if we want a free ride at all paid expense. Apparently, we need to pursue Natalie Hall and Fani Willis, or maybe the executives in other departments, if we want a full ride and full pay. The DA appears to be trying to protect past elections, but upon information and belief, she's trying to interfere with future elections by trying to convict a candidate before the general election. I'm requesting a financial audit to be done by the county auditor of the district attorney's office immediately. There is no way that you get more money when you're spending money, allegedly, for unnecessary and frivolous purposes. Also, these judges need to hire a lobbyist instead of grandstanding this board with these mediocre public relations stunts. Magistrate Court still needs a systemic boost and an IT transformation that's been achieved by the Superior Court clerk. It needs to be pulled together.
15 seconds.
Thank you. Finally, I'm urging you to appoint Julie Adams to the Board of Registration and Elections without delay. And we need somebody that's transparent, that's open, and that can be open-minded to all concerns and can address the people's needs. I'm also want that audit of the DA's office immediately.
He wants the audit of the DA office. Lord have mercy. Fulton County, Lord, 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 Lord. Oh my goodness. Whew. All right, guys, I'm gonna put the link in to see if any of you guys want to chime in on some of the things we just talked about. I was gonna pull up the Steele's I was going to pull up Steele's cross-examination on Tick. Maybe we should do that one. Do you think I should do that one? Okay, she said yes. Hold on. Hold on. I'm trying to pull it up. Hold on a second. All right, here we go. I will in a minute, guys. I will.
Okay.
Mr. Steele, based on our conversations with Ms. Love, are you going to withdraw that exhibit?
I am going to withdraw it temporarily. I'm
Okay.
going to fix it, and yes,
That's fine, sir.
thank you.
Okay, all right. You may continue whenever you're ready, sir.
Okay, may I approach, Your Honor?
You may, sir.
Mr. Stevens, I'm going to come back to Overt Act 155. I just have to amend something. Appeal at 156. Tell me if it comports with what I've now marked, Mr. Williams, number 21 from today's date. And when I say comports, that's a bad word. Just tell me if it's identical, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Okay. Your Honor, I'm moving for the admission of Mr. Williams, number 21.
Any objection to Defendant Williams, 21?
It is I don't object as it is from the indictment.
Okay, all right. Defendant Williams, 21 is admitted and may be published as you see fit.
May Mr. Kokomo assist, Your Honor? Mr. Williams, you see on your screen, it should be next to you or behind you. Does that depict what is, or is that the same as what's in Mr. Williams, number 21? What's on the screen?
Yeah.
Okay. And this comes out of the indictment, is that fair to say?
Yeah.
And you would charge in the same indictment, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. With regards to Overt Act 156, do you see it's the date of January 16, 2022 is alleged?
Yes.
And do you recognize the gentleman in that photograph?
Yes.
And who is that gentleman?
Jeffrey Williams.
Okay. And it states that an associate defendant, Jeffrey Williams, an associate of YSL, did appear in a video released on Mr. Williams, it says Williams, Instagram account, flashing a Bloods, quote unquote, gang sign, overt act, and furtherance of conspiracy. You see where that's written?
Yes.
Okay. Tell the ladies and gentlemen jury whether you know, based upon your experience and your lifestyle, whether Mr. Williams is showing with his left hand a Bloods gang sign.
Tell him if I know or not.
Yeah.
Tell him if I know what he doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell them what it is.
We had a record out at the time called Pushing P. So he making a P in reference to the song.
Okay, and are you familiar with the video of that song? Songs sometimes come along with videos. Do you know that?
Yes.
Okay. And do you know whether Mr. Williams, you already referenced the song? And what was the title of the song, if you know it?
Pushing P.
And do you know whether that song came out with a video?
Yes.
Okay. I'd like to show you part of the video, just make sure that it's the same video you remember, okay?
Yeah.
Your Honor, can I?
I'm going to turn down the video because I don't want no copyright. Okay, y'all. Okay, let me show y'all something. Before I show that, hold on a minute. I need to stop this for a second. Hold on. I need to stop this video here. Some of you guys don't know in writing what his plea agreement was, right? So I'm going to share with you guys what his plea agreement originally looked like. All right. Okay, this is his plea agreement. Okay. This is his actual plea agreement. It says, can you guys see that? Felony probation, that's what his final deposition is. And he only had one charge, y'all. The only charge he had was conspiracy to violate Racketeer Influence and Corruption Organization Act, right? And he pleaded guilty. He has to serve 8 years probation, right? So that's what his thing here. The defendant is adjusted guilty on sentence under the first offenders conditional discharge. So he got the first offender's conditional discharge for the above stated offense. The court sentenced the defendant to confinement in such institution as the commissioner of the State Department of Correction may direct, with the period of confinement to be commuted as provided by law. It says, sentencing summary. The defendant is sentenced to a total of 8 years with the first blank be served confinement. He doesn't have any time to serve in confinement. None at all. Okay? Okay? This is what he has. Now, here's the condition, the special conditions, okay? It says defendant is subject to arrest for a violation of probation. If probation is revoked, the court may order incarceration. Defendant shall comply with the following general condition of probation. 1, do not violate the criminal laws of the governmental unit and to be of general good behavior. Okay, avoid any injurious and malicious habits. Avoid person or places disreputed or harmful character. Number 4, report to the community supervisor's office as directed and permit the community supervision officer, right? Work faithfully and suitable employment in so far as may be possible. Do not change your place of abode. Move outside the jurisdiction of the court or leave Georgia without permission of the community supervision officer. If permitted to move or travel to another state, you agree to waive extradition from any jurisdiction that you may be found or not contest an effort or by any jurisdiction to return you to this state, right? It says here that number 7, support your legal dependents to the best of your ability, meaning that his children, he has to support his children. Number 8, when directed in discretion of the community supervisor's office, submit an evaluation or testing relating to rehabilitation and participate in a, I guess, drug complete, I guess he has to do a drug thing, huh? Wear a device capable of tracking locations. He has to wear a monitor, an ankle monitor. Electronic surveillance and global position satellite system. So he does have to wear a monitor. Complete a residential or non-residential program for substance abuse and mental health treatment. So he has to go through mental health treatment and all that. Wow. And agree to imposition of graduate sanction as defined by the law. Make restitution as ordered. Do we have restitution? I don't think he has restitution. Nope, the court is ordered the defendant shall pay probation supervisor fee. So he only has to pay probation supervisor fee. The special condition down here. Here's his special condition in red right there. 1A, shall abide in full by each and all the terms of this negotiation agreement. Your failure to abide by any terms of this agreement shall constitute a violation of the agreement. B, shall testify truthfully in all matters related to this case upon which you are questioned. Okay, so this is where she's trying to get him. You shall testify truthfully about all matters related to this case. You hear that? This is what they're trying to get him at. Upon which you are questioned at any trial or judicial proceeding stemming from the fact alleged in this indictment. So that's basically what they're trying to get him. Do you see if he violated anything? He said yeah to those things. In accordance with testifying truthfully about all matters related to this case, you acknowledge. See, there you go. He acknowledged. He acknowledged that each and all statement contained within the defendant's factual acknowledgement portion of this agreement are true, and you shall testify about those statements in any matter related to the case when asked to do so. You shall possess no gun. We already did that. The only thing she's trying to get, because he hasn't done any of those things, right? The only thing they're trying to get him on is this thing right here. The testimony part. That's the part they're trying to get him on. So if she can prove that he lied, she's trying to impeach him. If she can prove that she lied, she's going to ask for his thing to be revoked. But he has admitted the crimes he has done. It's just he expanded on those things. What did Sarah say? Sarah, what'd you say? Hold on, let me see what Sarah said. Sarah said people make a big deal of giving their life to a 9-to-5 job, but then what to do they think happens when things like this occur. People make a big deal of giving their life to a 9-to-5, but when that it depends on how she asked the question. Exactly. YSL is a gang. She wants from him. He did say YSL was a gang. He said it on the stand. But I think when he went into detail about certain things like the rent in the text message, it says rent. So I don't know. I'm confused. I don't know. That's above my pay grade. All right, let me put the link in for those who wants to come in and have a discussion. The state is trying to make an example of Tick to show that other state witnesses says what they want them to say. It's a strategy. Okay, it's a strategy. But he told what it's just that he explained. See, that paperwork could be thought of anything. I don't see him not. I don't know. He testified. He did show up. He said the crimes that he did. I don't get it. You know what? Sarah, perfect. Sarah says, remember the episode of Good Times when Michael didn't pass a test based on how the questions were worded. He still have a language disconnect. Exactly. High five on that one, Sarah. High five. High five. High five. She's mad because you know what, Dr. TTH. Dr. TTH, ma'am. You are on it today. All right, so I'm going to put the link in. Did I put the link in yet? I did not put the link in. Hold on, let me put the link in. As Levi could say, let me put the thing in the thing in the thing. Let me put the thing in. Hey, go to link, y'all. I think it's 2 YSL, Young Slime Life and Young Successful Life, which YSL is speaking of. He's scared of that unresponsive They must have told him about that because he sits every time and says, I'm responsible. Not I'm responsible. If the prosecutor can't Oh, I'm sorry, Dr. TTH. I'm sorry. I'm looking down. I didn't pay attention to y'all. Sorry, guys. Hey, guys. Hey, ladies.
Hey,
Hey.
Miss Sylvia.
Uh-huh.
I think the reason why
You think the reason why you muted?
she's gonna try to.
You okay? I think you must have me on the background because you stopped talking.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. What I was saying was, I think the reason why she's trying to impeach him is because what
You got a
the
double
defense.
feed. You have a double feed.
Hold on, Doc. Hold on, Doc. She's talking.
Place call on your Bluetooth phone. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Better. Go ahead.
Okay. I think the reason why she's trying to impeach him is because of what the defense they really hit home on this when I think it was attorney Matthews that said, these aren't your words. You didn't even write these words. You didn't come up with these words, because it makes it seem as if this is something that the prosecution just forced upon him. And I know because I've been keeping up with you, Sylvia. Oh my God. I know I'm finna jump to something else. When you had Thug's dad on,
Mm-hmm.
he kind of insinuated or threw something out there about the DA and possibly maybe having some kind of nefarious connection with Mr. Thomas.
Make sure you say
And
it.
now with everything that has come out with this special counsel, it's like,
Allegedly. Say allegedly. Say allegedly.
yeah, allegedly. There you go, allegedly. But it's like this seems like just I also question that, because that murder has already been tried once already.
Yeah.
And it didn't amount to a conviction. So it's like, what are we doing here? It seems more personal than anything. But the impeachment, I think if they let it show that he did have a side conversation with his attorney, because he questioned her about that. He brought that up like, well, I didn't say that. What does that mean? And it does seem like they were just trying to force something on him that he really didn't have ample time. And I mean, this whole situation is just a big clown circus, I think, personally, a big waste of tax dollars.
Mm-hmm. But to me, he's answering the questions that he agreed to acknowledge. He acknowledged it.
He does. I agree. I think he didn't give her the responses that she wanted. I think he told her the truth, but I don't think it was delivered in a way that it was compelling to a jury. It's not compelling testimony. I don't think it is.
Me neither. He did show up. He's been showing up every single day. He's gotten on the stand. She asked him, is YSL a gang? He said it's a gang.
He
So
said yes.
what else do you want the man to say? I mean,
Yep.
he went into details of certain things and how he felt about it. You know, like when the whole him robbing women and the song and stuff. So I don't get it.
Yeah. And I mean, it's obvious. I mean, he said, yeah, I sold drugs. I sold them for myself. Nobody bought any drugs and told me to go sell them for them and bring them back anything. That's a collusion. That's a two parties working together. This right here, this is just hit or miss. And I like how Adams stands up and kind of clarifies everything. Was this person with you when you went to jail? No. Did this person see? Like, he clears it up. Was there any gang related charges on this day? No. And he passes that witness. I love to see Adams. At first, I didn't know how he was going to be in the courtroom, but if I ever, and God forbid this, if I ever need a defense attorney, I'm going to get Mr. Adams.
Are you in Georgia?
Yep. But I'm gonna get on because I got class tonight.
Thank you, Renee, for stopping by.
I love you, Sylvia. Keep doing what you do, girl. You have come a mighty, mighty long way. You really have, girl.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, Renee, I wasn't cutting you off. I kept hearing a double feed, and I didn't know if it was me or her. So I figured out why I was hearing a double feed. So I'm good now.
Did you have it in the background? The
I
YouTube?
had the StreamYard, and I had the StreamYard, and I had your original
YouTube.
Yeah.
No, God, you
So
know better than that. You've been up
no,
here.
I'm not. I don't go on like this. I don't go on very seldom. Do I go on? So I didn't know.
Yeah, I know.
But listen, think about it.
Mm-hmm.
That plea agreement did not cover was what did not is not considered concrete, and it didn't cover every aspect and did not predict what that man was going to say out his mouth.
It was vague.
It was very vague, and it was room for interpretation, and that's her problem. What she's afraid of is that you have these jurors, and it's all coming as they assumed they barked up the wrong tree. You know, they saying Jeffrey Williams is a leader of this notorious street gang that's stealing money from women. He's a multi-million-dollar person. He has, deals all over the country. And see, the way Tick did it, he did it smart. Y'all can say what y'all want to say about Tick. Okay? I've seen people understand. That man, he outsmarted her. Yes, YSL is a gang. He agreed. It was 3 founders. I did my own dirt. I did my own crime. Jeffrey Williams had nothing to do with my crimes.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You know,
he owned up to his stuff.
He owned up to everything, but she wanted him to put Jeffrey Williams as the HNC, right?
Mm-hmm.
He didn't do it. He said no, Jeffrey Williams was doing his own thing. He had everybody, they chilled. They was kids. They lived in 2 different streets, and anybody can say they YSL. YSL don't have copyrights to those initials.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what he was saying. And another thing is she's very disrespectful, and that judge, I don't care what nobody said. I'm not going to say but it's something going on. That judge didn't want that lawyer to let him include that stuff yesterday because she talked to him. She didn't even trust the lawyer. He didn't even trust his lawyer. And everybody seemed like they're afraid of him because if I was his attorney, I was like, look, I talked to my client. He said it's okay.
And you notice that everybody was saying, "Oh, he's stupid. Why he let it in? Why he let it in?" But now that we listen to it, I understand why they let it in.
And that's what he kept saying. He kept saying, I read the plea, but I didn't understand everything. And then Hilton, she's trying to put her foot in the mouth, but she doubled back and she said, "I can't tell you exactly what's going to happen, but we're not going to ask for you to get your parole revoked. Anybody know?" Now, I've never been in jail. I've never been on parole or probation, but anybody know if you on parole or probation and you plead guilty to, I don't care if it's spitting in the street or jaywalking, you're going to jail.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
So they had to. That's going to kind of help the defense because they had to turn some mighty tricks to get that man still out and not. And because when you plead guilty, you got to back all that time up.
Oh yeah.
You
Oh,
got
yeah.
to back all that time up. So I just believe. I don't think they're going to lock. I don't think they're going to mess with him because he covered his grounds. He answered every question, and they kept saying he's non-responsive. No, he wasn't. He was responding, but it wasn't what they wanted him to say.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
You,
and huh?
I said you're right.
It's just and I listened to I listened to this case, and when I miss it, I go back and look, but I think they barking up the wrong tree. They grasping for straws. Um, Georgia is losing a lot of money. Those jurors, they not stupid. And they gonna put their child or themselves in their place. That could be my child. And because, he known to hang around somebody, they're gonna lock him up and say he's a part of a RICO. Or, dude, Tick never denied being a criminal.
Yeah, he said he did it. He said he did some of those things. He did.
And then I think they also try to put Jeffrey in the rock crew.
Mm-hmm.
He said, no, Jeffrey wasn't in the rock crew. And see, their plea had a lot of holes in it.
Yeah.
And
Because they
Tick,
were so anxious.
and Tick, I'm telling you how smart Tick was. They asked him about, Tick robbing women. He's like, yeah, because how he gonna use my name and I ain't getting no royalties or nothing from it. That was a good one.
Yeah.
That was a good one. That was a good one. So it's just, I don't know. I mean, I think if it's not, I feel as though it's going to be acquittal if it make it.
Yeah. This whole case is so messed up.
It's a circus, and they spending all that money. Y'all taxes going up. You heard that, right?
Oh yeah, they not mine. I'm not down there.
No, this Georgia. We talk about statewide.
No.
County. I know that's Fulton County, whatever. But I read something where they were saying Georgia's
No.
taxes are going up.
No, don't wish that on
I'm
me.
not wishing it on you, but you got the Trump. I don't understand what.
But
That's
that's Fulton County. That ain't got nothing to do with Georgia, the state of Georgia. That's
okay.
Fulton County. I'm wishful thinking over here, Doc. Don't do that to
Okay,
me.
yeah. I mean, I hope not because
Do not do that to me. Do not do that to
our
me.
taxes in Maryland going up. You know how much I pay for property taxes?
Oh, let's not tell me. Don't tell me.
I know. So that's what I said. Y'all gonna build a room of us in New York.
No, don't do that.
I don't wish that, Lord forgive me. I'm not gonna wish that on you.
Please.
But yeah, this case is very interesting. But that love chick, did you see how she was just jumping up like a grasshopper?
Yeah, do you see how she was
She
looking?
couldn't sit still.
You saw how she was looking at the other attorney? Oh my
You see how she turned around and looked at her? She was evil.
God.
And she said she don't have no grounds to do. I'm like, check her out. And the judge lets her do whatever she wants. My husband keep calling me.
Man.
So that's my take on it.
Yes. Thank you, Doc, for coming up. You said you have a phone call.
That's my husband getting on my nerves.
Ah!
He okay. He leaves. I got my housekeepers here cleaning. He leaves the house when they here, but yeah, he keep calling me.
I want you to make sure they do the right thing.
So
But
is it
how?
cold there?
I haven't been outside since it was raining early this morning when I got up, and I have not been outside. In fact, I've been inside the house all day. I don't have my camera on because I am just sitting here looking like.
Me too. I got stuff in my hair. And how about those Ravens, people?
What about the Ravens? How about those 49ers, people?
Yeah, we'll see. But it's 43 degrees here now. Maryland. It was
So
cold.
it's going to be Raven and 49ers?
That's well, we play Sunday. We beat the first team, so we play Sunday.
So didn't they have this the last time, 49ers and the Ravens, when what's the name, Ray Lewis was still around?
No, they played Jets. They played the Jets. I went. That was
Oh,
in
okay.
Tampa. Yeah, I went to that one. That was fun. And then I kind of fell off the Ravens since they did what they did to Ray Rice, that double jeopardy. They should have just penalized him and fired him on the spot. Don't bring him back and get mad because everything hit the fan. TMZ put everything out. Now you're gonna fire him.
Wow.
So anyway, all right. Let me see what this man wants because he's not gonna stop calling me.
Well, I'll talk to you later.
I'll
Then.
get back. Okay. See ya.
All right, hon.
Bye.
Bye. All right, good people. Anybody else want to come on up and give me your thoughts and feelings about this? Don't forget, no court for the rest of the week. No court whatsoever. Thanks, man. Well, if y'all don't want to talk, I can get off. You know me. When I hit that 2-hour minute, I'm done. I have a friend who plays for the 49ers, but I love the Raven and Jackson. Okay, Joe, Trader. Trader Joe, you get it? Trader Joe. Hey, Annabelle, my newbie. Hey, Annabelle.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Hi, Annabelle.
Hey, so I did just want, our entire audience just to kind of like just give us feedback. Overall, right? My feelings behind this case has kind of like opened up my eyes to just the overall judicial system. The fact that we're able to really expose ourselves to what's going on in the courtroom, it kind of just makes you wonder the way things really play out for many people that are going through similar situations and that are not privileged and or don't have all this media coverage behind it.
Yeah, I agree with you. Guys, she wants to know what's your thought on this. Because when people are not privileged in the legal system, I believe they get shafted in the system.
Absolutely.
I believe that because you need forensics, you need investigators, you need everyone that's going to fight on your team for your justice, right? Because remember, the state is and the prosecutor or the feds is coming up with their own story and their own scenario of what happened, right? Only you and the other people know exactly what's going on.
And that's it. It's just a sad situation. And now we're really able to more or less see more of their, I want to say, their bad doings.
Mm-hmm.
So
No, I
just
agree with you.
senses. I mean.
So you've been keeping up with the case from the beginning?
I can't hear you at all. It keeps on cutting off.
You might.
I can
What do
hear
you
you
have?
now.
You have your hair. Do you have the other app on in the back?
It's on my TV. It's not on my phone.
Oh, it's on your TV. Okay. No, I was saying, do you
Mm-hmm. But I'll say
now you breaking up. You're breaking up for me now. I don't hear you too well.
I could hear you now.
Okay. I was saying, were you following the case from the beginning?
Oh, that's horrible. It's saying come closer to the mic. So weird conversation, but it's just been a thought in my mind reading everyone's comments about the prosecution and the judge here in the world with situations similar to this.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's really, really crazy. I just think everyone should give the people that have been arrested a fair chance of, instead of us spreading lies, just follow the case and follow the money. What they say, follow the money. Can you hear me, Annabelle? She can't hear me, y'all. Can you hear me now, Annabelle? I think it's because the TV. Oh, she's gone. All right, guys. Whenever you guys are coming up, if you have YouTube on in the back, it's a delay. So if you're talking to me on StreamYard, you're gonna hear it like in a delay setting. It's like 30-second delay. And if you watch it on TV, it's definitely a delay. So you might have to turn the volume down on what you're listening to it on and just speak on the StreamYard side, okay? We got to vote and research. We are voting for Glanville can be voted out. See, I'm not in that county. I'm not in that county. Those who are in those county, you guys got to exercise your voting power, your voting rights. I agree, VK, especially. Somebody sent me a message earlier in regard to Nesto. Somebody sent me something. Guys, I try to stay on one topic at a time. We're talking about YSL and the Fulton County DA, right? And I know it says more, but let's try to focus on this topic. But I will answer your question in regard to, yes, I did listen to the call that was put out with Nesto and was it Dre? I did listen to that call, and I haven't watched the video calls yet. I haven't got a chance to watch it yet, because with video calls, you got to watch it, you got to look at it and stuff like that. And so I've been too busy doing my stuff, going to court and stuff. I'll probably get a chance to do it tonight. And then you guys, I know y'all want me to do my commentary. But remember, when I do my commentary, I'm not doing commentary on gossip, okay, y'all? I'm not doing the gossip stuff. I'm doing it on what I see. Joe! Hey, Joe.
Hold on, let me make sure we good. What's up? Can you hear me, Sylvia?
I can hear you. How you doing, Joe?
What's up? Hey, how y'all doing?
Doing great.
Oh,
Yeah, you didn't turn yours down because I can hear myself. Joe.
Okay, let me plug my headphones up real quick.
Okay.
Let me grab my headphones.
Oh, I like your setup back there. You got it going on. You got purple too. That's my favorite color.
I'm trying to let me switch this over. Let me see.
Okay.
Come on, don't do this to me.
Yeah, he got all this fancy stuff going on over here.
Okay, cool. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Sylvia?
I can hear you very good.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. What's up, Sylvia? How you doing?
I'm doing well, Joe. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I was I was today I was wondering if the LNC network was tripping. You see the mods, the way the mods was in that other day acting up, you know.
Who? Where? You said LSC?
The law and crime network.
Oh, you know they don't let me come on. They hate me over there. I don't come on. That's why I had to do my own live streaming.
Because the other day, one of my employees was in there. He told me that.
You breaking up, Joe?
Can you hear me?
Your sound keep going out. Maybe let me mute myself while you talk.
I think I just took it off so we should be good now. I just took it totally off my computer now, so I think we should probably be able to hear it now.
Okay, what did you say?
I said the other day one of my employees was in there commenting, but he was on my business page, and of course my business is called Joe Martin and Associates, so of course everybody think I'm some type of attorney or something. But but they was really like, he said they was badgering him. So I was like, well, don't even worry about it, you know.
Sylvia's here, Joe. Tell him to come over here when we do it stream, okay?
Okay. So do you do the streams through the full day as well, Sylvia?
Yeah, the whole day. I do this whole streaming, and I just started the beginning of the year because before I didn't have the equipment to do it, and my wonderful subscribers helped me to get the equipment, and we've been streaming since then.
Okay. So do they got?
I was trying it out on my members first to try to see if it was working well, and so it's been doing well. So last 2 days I stream on the open side.
Okay. How do you feel about the situation with the obvious bias? The judge seems so biased, you know. Do you feel like that, or do it seem like the judge is working with the state?
Can I plead the fifth?
Plead the fifth.
Okay.
Plead the fifth. Plead the fifth.
The reason I don't want to incriminate myself, and because I am in the courtroom, but I do have a right to have an opinion. I have a right to have an opinion, but because I'm on my platform, I'm trying to be neutral as possible, but I'm going to give you guys the facts. Here's the facts. I'm going to show you how you guys make your own decision on what you see. But as far as some things are so blatant that it's like, okay, I can't even try to sugarcoat it at all. But I can give you the perspective of what I've seen. Like I've seen the jurors shaking their head. I've seen the jurors sitting back, starting writing a lot and things like that. I've seen that happening. That I can give you that kind of information. But as far as me, how I feel about it, I'll tell you when the trial is over.
Okay, cool. You know we're gonna be waiting on that. We want to make sure we hear it from Miss Sylvia. You know. But I'm glad to hear that the jurors is writing down notes, you know, because, you know, and you pleading the fifth, but, you know, we on the outside, we looking in as well. And we see a lot of just the spectators, you know, we see a lot just from the outside looking in, we see a lot, you know, and it's almost sad because this is the system that we have to. Well, let's not talk about it because I know you on your platform.
Oh no, you can talk about it. You have a right, you have a voice, but I just for myself. But you can talk about it.
You know, this is the system that so many of us from the community that I'm from, and a lot of the people that's on trial right now from. This is the reason why we fear the system a lot of times and being caught up or pushed into a situation where you're fighting for your freedom. And you're dealing with so much corruption, and you're dealing with just people being biased, where it's almost like they taking your voice away and they just really handling you the way that they want to handle you, you know. And it's so sad. So I pray every day that my kids never be in a situation where they fighting for their life or fighting for any freedom, any type of freedom, whether it's a small crime or a large crime, you know. I pray that my kids never have to face a situation where they really, because you can see so much of the like prime example. for us for a long time, it's not innocent until proven guilty. It's guilty until proven innocent. If you can prove yourself innocent through all of the chaos and mess that they throw in there, you know? And I just think it's so sad to see what's going on, you know?
Yeah. You know what my problem is? In the beginning of this particular trial, right? You was hearing all the negative publicity. You was hearing it was letting testimonies slide out. It was letting different things that happen in the court come out, and it made them look bad. When I tell you bad, it made them look awful. Even the part where when they said the mother was arrested for passing the drug, right? But that didn't happen that way. And then even when she turned around and they dropped the charges against her, you haven't heard anybody come back and retract anything that they have said. Nobody came back and said, oh, the charges was dropped and she didn't do it. It was nothing that happened with her. You know, they didn't do that. They led you to think that everybody is part of this criminal enterprise. The parents, everyone is part of this. So they're just going to leave it out there. Even with the attorney, his own medication, he being arrested for his medication. You haven't heard anything about that. But when one of their own is the one, because there's no possible way anybody could get up that's on a trial as a co-defendant, could get up to somebody and pass them a drug. Come on now.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. And it's just like some things are so obvious too. You know, like even through all of that was going on, it almost seems like it was something that was planned to make the defense look bad, you know. Yeah, all of that. And it's just like, wow, you know, I never expected to see corruption. And I'm gonna say that's my opinion. And I never expected to see corruption right there, right in our face, you know, and putting it right in our face. You know, that's the craziest thing about this whole situation, right? Regardless whether them guys are guilty or innocent, everybody deserves a fair trial.
Due process, yes.
Yeah, and I just feel like this trial is not fair. I believe that they'll be found innocent, you know, because beyond a reasonable doubt, I think they already laid out that it's some doubt in there, you know. So I honestly believe that there's not going to be a unanimous decision on being guilty. I don't believe that that's going to happen. But the corruption is right there in our face, you know, and it's just a bad thing to see, you know, especially when we got to depend on this system and we look up to this system, you know. It's just, it's sad, you know, and it's just people can get caught up in something so simple, like just the way I was just telling my kids the other day how, you know, let's just say, for instance, if you're driving and you get a traffic violation, right? And then that traffic violation, you go to court and you plead whatever, you may plead guilty, right? And they'll give you a fine for that traffic violation. And if you don't have the money to pay that fine at the moment, they'll give you probation. Okay, so now let's take a person that has never been in trouble ever in their life, and they have a situation like this where now they placed on probation because they didn't have the money to pay the fine, right? So now they're on probation, and then they end up getting in more trouble, something maybe minor, right? While they're on probation, and now they just all the way wrapped into the system, you know?
Yeah.
And that's a sad thing. That's very sad, you know?
And then the whole Fulton County's the system right now, they have so many people that have not been indicted on cases. And it's piling upon, because, you know, I sit there and I listen to Judge Manning, because when she does the pretrial and indictments and things like that, and I'm like, wait a minute, how can somebody be in jail 4 or 5 years and no indictment?
Just hit you in there.
Somewhere, no indictment. They got charges, but no indictment. They're not going to see any jury. They're not, no trial. They can't even ask for a trial because they don't have the money to pay for it. And then when they do get an attorney, you got the attorney tell them, hey, take a plea, because they don't want
Right.
to do the work. They're lazy. They don't want to do the job. They don't want to investigate. They don't want to answer a question. And they come in, their clients is guilty, and that's it. And it's no fair chance at all.
No, not at all. It's not fair. You know, I could remember, I'm 43 now, but I could remember when I was 17 years old. I had just got off of work, had my time stamp in my pocket, just got off work. The police pulled me over. Well, they arrested me for loitering in a drug zone, right? I was just coming out the little grocery store or the little corner store, and they arrested me for loitering in the drug zone because I stopped to have a 5-minute conversation with somebody that I knew, right? And they ended up locking me up for loitering in the drug zone. But then when when they locked me up, they took me to an interrogation room where I had to take everything out of my pockets. I had to take my shoes off. I had to take my socks off. I had to empty everything. And I sat in an interrogation room, and one of the detectives came to me with a notepad and a pen and said, hey, we know that your name is Tico. I'm looking like, who is Tico? You know, I don't know who that is, right? So they telling me that they know my name, slid me a paper and told me to write a statement. And I'm telling him, like, man, I can't write no statement because I don't know what you're talking about. You know, but just imagine if I didn't have the at 17, if I didn't have a mindset to say, I could have been scared, right? And I could have wrote something thinking that I was going to get out of something, but putting myself into something, you know. But these are the type of games that these people play, and get us wrapped up in the system, you know. So it's just, and so many people that commentate about certain things that's going on or what they see, they have never lived a day in an environment that's like that, you know, because I was never a bad kid, but I did live in an environment where I was with some brothers of mine, and I was always loyal to my brothers, you know, but I was never a bad kid. But sometimes we can't do nothing about the environment that we from, you know. And if you don't have the resources or the people around you to help you navigate your way through that environment, you might get caught up in some things just because of your loyalty to your brothers, you know?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I wanted to tell you my personal experience. At 56, I was arrested. No, 55 I was at the time. But I was arrested because someone lied on me, right? But the greatest thing about being a content creator, blogger, and all that, you have an army of people behind you. But let me tell you, when they started making those phone calls to that lieutenant's office, they were calling Chicago like crazy. They were like, who are you? They was like, who are you? Why are these so many people calling? Even attorneys was calling because they know the type of person I am, and I was not guilty of it. But I feel like I lost because it cost me $5,000 for an attorney, and then I had to pay to get my record expunged because of somebody lying because of, you know, jealousy and things like that, which is crazy. How can you arrest somebody without doing any kind of investigation?
And it's so easy to get wrapped up into that, you know. It's so easy to get wrapped up in that, and sometimes if you don't have the right resources, you know, you don't have the right resources, or you don't have the right connections with people to help you get out of certain things, guess what? You end up getting lost in that system. You know, just like you said, it's people that have not even been indicted, right? Or it's people that's only been charged but not been found guilty, and they still inside those systems because they lost. You know. And you got cases stacked on top of cases, and these people are in a place where they can't get bond. They either will not give them bond. They haven't even came to the point where they could even discuss bond. And even if they do get bond, they may not even have the money to even get out of the situation, you know. And then you inside these facilities, you in these places, and you never know who about to come and try you while you in there. you know, and then you end up defending yourself in there and getting caught with more charges while you in there. You know, ain't that it's like a trap. You know, it's like a real trap, man. And I just pray, man. I pray so much for not only our people, just people in general, you know, that's getting caught up in this system. It's just a terrible thing, you know.
It's real sad, and it's sad.
Yeah.
People judging right now. People judging them because they they have tattoos.
Yeah.
Tattoos.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's so crazy, and I, you know, I'm praying for all them guys. You know, I pray that they are innocent. But at the end of the day, all of this stuff is so old. People change, things change, situations change, and I feel like regardless if they were selling drugs, little marijuana, or whatever it may be, right? In 2014, 15, people change. You know, times change, circumstances change, and I don't think we should be held. You know, I don't think that they should take things that we've done in our past, because we all got a past somewhere in life. You know, somewhere in life. But I feel like at some point in time, if you see a person making a strive to really change their life and do better in their life, I don't think people should be able to go back, flip pages back to the old you and dig up stuff that you've probably done and bring it back and try to set you back. You know, I don't think that's fair. That's not a good thing.
And you know, the thing that one of the things is when Jeffrey was paying for some of those people's bond, that's when they got upset. Because first of all, he got all that land. He just was given some land. And then he has the backing of you know, great big amount of people.
Yeah, Elton John
and things like that. So now all of a sudden he's a threat. He's a black man that has access to what other big time people have. So that becomes a threat. So what they got to do is take him down and bring up his past.
Yeah. And it's scary. You know, it's scary because I tell a lot of my brothers that, see, the resources and the knowledge that we have and that most people have could really turn a person's situation around completely, you know. And when you have people that's with resources and influence, people that have influence like that, powerful people, whether it's knowledge, whether it's money, or just whether it's resources, when you have that and you have the ability to take somebody's life and turn it around, they don't like people like that. No. You know, and if we go back in history, right, we ain't gonna get too political on here, but if we go back in history, we see the pattern of those people who had that type of influence and those people who had that type of power to be able to go into a community and really turn everything around. We seen what happened to them, you know. So when you talk about Jeff, and they not even acknowledging the hundreds of people that he employed and the hundreds of lives that he's changed. You know, I wish Tick would have told them when that lady was drilling him about truly humble under God, and if he ever made music that's talking about God, you know, I was crossing my finger hoping that Tick would just say, you know what? Sometimes things don't have to be said. You know, one of the greatest, the greatest teachers in life is those that don't teach or those that don't speak. Now, what I mean by that, Sylvia, is the greatest teachers in life, those that don't speak. They say, Joe, how can you teach without speaking? Well, you teach with your actions. You know, you teach and you lead by example. So when you got people that's looking at you or looking behind you or looking up to you, and you leading and by example, when you walking in a certain light, you teaching that way, you know. So yeah, so I was praying that he would have said that, man, but he didn't say it. And just for the record, I rock with Tick, man. I like Tick. I like that dude. Yeah.
I like him too. He's very pleasantable, very pleasant when in the courtroom. He's very pleasant. He's seems very confused a little bit. Like,
Mhm.
so question. So throughout his whole life, throughout the whole 8 years, he can never have a contact with them. That's what they're saying.
Well, seen that. I heard that in one of the other plea deals with Lucci. I heard that, and I heard no communication or no contact with people who you've been associated with. And I feel like even that, Sylvia, is a way of them crippling the business. You mean to tell me that these are my artists, right? This is my record label. These are my members, my team members. You telling me that I can't have no contact with them while I'm on this probation? How do you expect us to go out here and tour? How you expect us to go make money if you're doing that? So I always feel like it's always an underlying
control
and control. Yeah, and I just think that's crazy. So even with some of the plea deals, like if you go back and look at Unfunk, they know most of the times when they give these people plea deals or they give people plea deals like that, we out here living in real life, So that means, although I understand you saying that I can't be around a firearm or I can't do this or I can't do that, but do you know that every day as a black man walking out here, we got some type of target on our back, whether it's from a hater in the world or whether it's from enforcement that's looking at us a certain kind of way because they judgmental towards whatever reason. We leave out every day. We leave our house, we got a target on our back. So you telling me that I lose the right to defend myself or have anything around me, whether it's a person with me with something, I can't do that? So you telling me it's just open season for me if I'm out in this world? I just think it's just not right to me. There's so many things about our system that I don't agree with and I don't think is right.
It's definitely not. Not. Rise up. They were asking me that. No, there was no court today, Mac. There's no court for the rest of the week. I did announce that earlier. There's no court for the rest of the week. I know a lot of people asking me why. I was told it's an unforeseen circumstance that has occurred. So there's no court for tomorrow nor on Friday. What happened to you, Joe? Where'd you go? He must have got a call. His thing blanked out. Anybody else would like to come on up? Click the panel and come on up. I like this type of communication. Bree says, how do you know if someone is an associate of a gang? I don't know, T Breeze. I don't know. How would you know? I don't know. They put those men in the worst jail and then dangle the carrot to take anything to get out of the hellhole. That is so true. Sierra says, do you know why the phone calls was taken down? What phone call? What phone call was taken down? The rain is raining over here. Lost connection. Thank you. You're welcome, Joe. Anytime. Make sure you come back. Don't forget, we do go live during the day when we're in court. Well, we don't know how that's going to work out now that there's going to be a hearing on it. So we're going to find out what's going on that. You said Jeff and Mariah. I don't see it anymore. Well, you got to remember, guys, this is an open case. It's an open case. I was surprised that was even allowed to be put up. You gotta. This is an open case. I was surprised that they let it. That they had it up. Maybe they realized that they couldn't put it up. I saw it earlier. So they got it all around, all around. It's an open case. I doubt. Somebody said, okay, what did she says? How is if you're taking livelihood away, legal and or fair? It's not fair at all. I said what I said. It's not fair at all. I've seen it on Twitter and TikTok, so the damage is already done. Yeah, the damage is already done, but it's still up. I wasn't said who pays through. You said it's still up? The video is still up? And remember, this is an open case. And you know what? Listen, what happened? T-Bree says it's still up. T-Bree says it's still up. She won't say what. The call wasn't much. What did they talk about? I know someone said they had somebody send me the message about it. I know it popped up when I was doing my members only. It popped up when I was doing my members only, and I had mentioned it to you guys, and then T Bree says she's not telling anybody what page she saw it on. I would be very careful with that, with putting anything with that's not out to the public with that case. Doug wasn't saying much. He was just talking about jury, nothing like Ernie and calls. Oh Lord, yeah, because when I went back to look for it, it was gone. I guess she had altered it. She had to alter it. It was on PCP. You telling on people. Look at you telling on folks. Look at you. You said internal staff. I left the room for a minute, and that's what happened. See, you left my room? Got caught out there, huh? They're not gonna get anything what they call. They know that they can and can't talk about. Oh, IQ has it up. You telling on IQ? Renee telling on IQ. Renee, you bad. Oh, Renee is bad. She telling on IQ. Good attorneys probably send a cease and desist on the video anymore. Yeah, they probably will. They probably will put a cease and desist. Yeah, most likely they will. You know, Steele don't play. Steele is the wrong attorney to play with. That'd be the. She said, "Oops." Steele is the wrong attorney. And you got to know these people got long money. So those people, and then they have companies backing up behind them, and y'all letting their child. They got long money. Randy said. Randy said. Well, Randy, I was answering that statement. I was answering a statement. I'm reading that statement. Randy put her shake my head face on there on me. His lady said he still take care of her if she needs anything right now at the door. Okay. The jail was hacked. Okay. This trial is getting on my nerve. The judge is hiding something. He's scared of having to bow down to the defense. Randa says, stop. I think so, Dr. TTH. I need to know what the real reason for no court. I'm not trying to hear about unforeseen circumstances. Y'all, hey, we ain't gonna know. I'm sorry, I may have spoken. Maybe it wasn't. You gotta try to take it back. Trying to take it back. Oh my God. Trying to take it back. Mess around and get hemmed up on YouTube plus individual. You sure will get hemmed up. IQ didn't know the channel existed. He didn't know the channel existed. Judge probably got to gather himself going off on Mr. Steele. Yeah. All right, y'all. She said he is still in good spirit. Let's show the appreciation. Oh, God. Okay. I like that one. Let's show the appreciation to Miss Sylvia. Donate between them. Go on now. Let me leave that one here so we can hear the music playing. Money, so much money. Steele is the man, but I'm gonna need him to stop getting caught sleeping in the courtroom. No, he didn't. Another case of shingles, no court. Shingles? What are you? Lord, stop making up stuff. Y'all just be coming up with all kinds of stuff. Y'all don't put it stuff in my thing here. I was shocked to hear Lanville yell at attorney Steele. Steele said sorry. Everyone doesn't yell. Oh, wow. I think so too, Randa. He woke up on the wrong side of the bed. That's the nicest way I can put it. Okay. I am going. I sent Sylvia her DM if I get something. I'm going to my source. Your source, okay. I feel like, thank you, Doc. I feel like the judge wishes they could come on an agreement with a plea. He really don't want to be there. He reminds me of when I was working my last job. I didn't even, not everything, but do. I did everything but do what they told me, they paid me to do. Sorry, I'm on my own words here. Tall Glass says the real reason is the state's trying to redo the case strategy because the last comment from the guy, I guess, who wear the black robe. Okay. All right. Thank you. Let's see. Get the likes up. Do remember the attorney had shingles, so there is no court for a few weeks. What attorney had the shingles? Oh, Lord have mercy. What's the Cash App? Okay. Renee wants to know my Cash App, y'all. It's $infamous Sylvia. $infamous Sylvia. You know, we saying, don't I have my Cash App up? I thought people said I had. Oh, I'm reading. That's why. Sorry, my bad. Auntie, what happened to court today? No court, Queen. Queen, where have you been? Oh, my Lord. I don't use Cash App, she says. They said there was an unforeseen circumstance, so there's no court for the rest of the week. I need to put that on my my channel on my YouTube thing, on my what do you call it? My community chat. I need to put that on there. Yeah, just prosecution team wants notoriety. They have too much ego. They won't let it go. A lot of media and content creators are scared to call out judge, prosecutor, love. They are basically railroading the defend in front of the world. All right, Lamar. Lamar, telling it like it is. Lamar, hit the link. Hit the link. Come on, tell it like, come and share your thoughts, Lamar. Hit the link. Thanks, Rand. I got it. We're ready. Already there. You are already in there. Okay. Oh, what? Cool pieces. She said she will match it. Lord have mercy. Talk about blessings. Let's see. Nobody's coming up. Lamar, you scared? Lamar, you scared? Just getting in. I read the title. What's going on with Tick? Bo, you're gonna have to go from the beginning because I played a whole video. I played a whole video and then I showed the plea agreement. You're gonna have to go to the beginning. Sorry. We're way past that. We've been in here for 2 hours. That's a lot of how do you feel about Gainesville without saying much? Y'all want. I said when this whole trial is over, I will give you guys my commentary. Right now, I plead the fifth. Okay? Heard about you during the R. Kelly trial. They said you were the devil. You seem more like angel to me. They lied. Oh, Hero Fix. Thank you, darling. I could be mean now. Don't think I'm just the sweetest little thing at all. That's why they call me infamous. Infamous. Okay. Because they try to say I'm one way. I'm a multifaceted individual. Sylvia can play an interview from another channel. Can you play an interview from another channel? What interview would you like me to play? It depends on it because oh, Queen, thank you, darling. Oh, guys, I'm getting Cash App. Hold on. Let me just start my music. Hold on. I'm getting Cash App. I didn't even know it. I totally understand. Can't wait to hear that. I send the Cash App. Thank you, Queen. Queen, I miss you. Where have you been? You've been gone for so long. I was worried about you. How's the weather over there? All right, let me go ahead on and start playing my music for the people that have sent me Cash App and call out your name. Thank you. I don't want to say your real name. All right. Okay, I'm gonna say thank you, SA. Thank you. Thank you, Doc. Thank you, Doc. Thank you, SA. Thank you, Doc. Thank you, Queen. She's been caring for her mom who has brain cancer. So, definitely gonna put her in my prayer. Oh, wow. Wow. Play T.I. and Thug about the money. It's a music? It's a music? I'm not gonna. No, I can't play their music now. Y'all, you want me to get copyright? I can't play the music. If it's an interview, is people they just talking? Okay, Rand. See you later. Jeff is sing ski, and I think it will help us. That Miss Jeff. It's a song. I can't play a song, Jerome. You know I can't play songs on here. I'm not trying to get copyright. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end this live. Those that want to hear what happened, you could just hit the replay, and then it'll give you guys information. Don't forget, there's no. I'm on the plane. I wish I could come up, because this should be addressed. It's beyond crazy at this point. Well, Lamar, I'm gonna come back on live later on tonight, and hopefully you'll be off the plane and you'll be in here. Check it out on your own. I will, Doc. I will. You said T.I.? I'll do that. So you guys have a wonderful, wonderful afternoon. Remember, there's no court tomorrow. So tonight I might come up and bring you guys some reactionary videos from last week and this week, because I know I haven't been in there. Hey, Venom, did you speak on the jail call leaking? Oh, no, I really didn't talk about that, Venom. I really didn't talk. I really don't know what happened, so I really don't have a conversation on that. So I don't know. I don't know about the leak. I really don't know. There's a full 20-minute video out there. Dabowski, they had Tick agreeing and denying stuff that he couldn't even remember. Dabowski. Yeah, that's true. But guys, I'm going to have to go. Seriously, I have to go. And I say the whole leak video. Oh, wow. I saw when it popped up, because I follow phone calls from prison, but I didn't get a chance to see the video in full, so I can't really tell you much. Any more info about the guy acting crazy in court? You're gonna have to Breeze. You're gonna have to go. See, guys, y'all, I've been on here for 2 hours and 14 minutes. You all want me to cover in a few seconds what happened a whole 2 hours and 40 something minutes, 14 minutes. It was small talk. Okay, Tall Glass, thank you. It was small talk. But guys, I really don't have any information about that. All I can do is speculate, and I don't like speculating. Oh, I know they love each other. I know that. I see the like the googly eyes and the hearts and all that in the courtroom, and the sad, because there was time when we'll talk about that time. We'll talk about it another time. But I gotta go. I seriously have to go, guys. You guys have a wonderful afternoon. I'll be back with I'll go look at some YouTube stuff, and I'll come back and have a conversation, you guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. And next, also don't forget, I do live stream for the courts. So I'll see you guys later. Love you guys. Bye.